Good evening, y'all. This is Brandon with Archie Cinema doing a quick video here. This is something that the film community has kind of been talking about for a bit, so I want to kind of throw my 2 cents in. This is kind of more for, I have a, pretty good Blu-ray collection, nowhere as near as a lot of people's other collections, but this is more of a video for the upcoming film collectors, especially if you're getting into 4K. We've seen this now with the release in April of The Seventh Seal and The Fisher King for Criterion. Those 4Ks have already been released, already before. Now they're getting 4K upgrades. So at this point, with Criterion and Shout Factory, really, if you're looking to upgrade to 4K, if it's a back catalog release that hasn't been released in the last maybe 2 or 3 years or so, you might want to kind of wait for the 4K upgrade. And just kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Two ones specifically here, Carrie and Black Christmas. I would have loved to have those on a 4K. They've already upgraded to 4K on Shout Factory. I might get those at a later time, but I'm not really trying to double dip on those. But that's just an example of that. Also, next month is when Dawn of the Dead is set to be released by Shout Factory. Another 4K upgrade. Like I said, if it came out before, I would have probably bought the 4K upgrade. But now, kind of take it or leave it. A couple other ones, now I did get lucky on a couple other ones because I did wait. And these are two John Carpenter films, Prince of Darkness and They Live. These were released on 4K. These were released on Blu-ray and got 4K upgrades. So I'm glad I waited on those. I'm starting to see the trend about what's going on in regards to that. And that being said, we can kind of look at this point with the upgrades going on, you can kind of somewhat see what's on the horizon. I can pretty much guarantee that at some point Land of the Dead is going to get a 4K release from Shout Factory. Haven't heard anything, but most likely that's coming. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. If you were looking to not having to double dip, just wanted to wait on that. No reason to double dip if you don't have to. Also, and I can pretty much guarantee this Big Trouble in Little China, this is the Steelbook Blu-ray. I'm pretty much guaranteed that Big Trouble in Little China is going to get a 4K upgrade. As much as people love this movie, it's a cult classic. It's going to get a 4K upgrade. So that's just what it is as far as the Shout Factory things to look out for. Now, as far as Criterion releases go, I'm definitely going to kind of wait on the back catalog of those. Like, for example, these are the two very first Criterions I ever bought. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and Traffic. And these are actually DVDs. I didn't even upgrade the Blu-rays. I was going to upgrade the Blu-rays, but when I saw that they were, upgrading the back catalog of 4K, I was like, I'll wait. So I'll kind of see if they come out with the 4K of these, I'll definitely get them. If not, I'll probably just keep these DVDs, but just something to kind of be aware of. Also, with the Kino Lorber boutique label, they're actually starting to have upgrade Blu-ray DVDs of Criterion releases that they had, the same titles. Like, I didn't have Criterion releases of Some Like It Hot and The Apartment. I actually only bought these with the Kino Lorber 4K releases. So I'm actually good with those. The Criterions might have more supplements, but I'm good with these for right now. So I'm going to kind of leave that alone. Also, with this, I actually have the 12 Angry Men Criterion. I bought this years ago. In March, Kino Lorber is coming out with the 4K upgrade of 12 Angry Men. Now, I think I actually am going to buy that at some point. But just kind of be aware with Kino Lorber and Criterion, you're kind of seeing Kino Lorber doing a lot of Criterion upgrades too, to the same, as far as the same titles being upgraded to 4K. Now, kind of like I was saying a little bit earlier, if it hasn't been released in the last couple of years, you're kind of taking a chance. Now, I just bought this during the last Criterion sale, Buster Keaton's The Cameraman. They released this in 2020. So 3 years ago, I don't think they're going to upgrade this anytime soon. The only really 4K I'm kind of a little bit upset about is, that I didn't wait for because I didn't know they're going to come out with it, is The Night of the Living Dead. Just to have this on 4K, I would have been happy with it. But from what I've heard, because this is actually a Blu-ray 4K digital restoration. So, but most people told me that, hey, it's not that much of a significant difference for you to buy it again. If you have the Blu-ray version that has a 4K restoration, you're good on that. But I would just like to have it on 4K just because I had it. Now, in the future, from what we're seeing now, I think definitely a lot of Criterion's most famous directors, the most famous films are probably going to get 4K releases. For example, this is my copy of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. With this being Akira Kurosawa's most acclaimed film, he considered a classic. I'm thinking at some point we're probably going to get a 4K release on this at some point. So if you haven't bought this yet, I would kind of wait and see what Criterion is going to do with that. And going along with some of the famous directors, last year they had a single release of La Strada with Federico Fellini. So at some point they released La Strada on Blu-ray, but I'm thinking at some point there's a very good chance they're going to release 8.5 on 4K, because 8.5 has already got released on the Blu-ray before the Fellini box set, Essential Fellini box set came out. So I'm thinking they're probably going to upgrade 8.5 at some point. And going back to Ingmar Bergman, now the Seventh Seal is coming out in April. So I'm thinking at some point they might put out a 4K release of Wild Strawberries, or Jacques Tati, Playtime might get a 4K release, or Agnes Varda, Cleo from 5 to 7, since that's her most famous film. We might see a 4K release on that. So just something to kind of think about, especially for the new collectors. We kind of see a trend going. So, hey, man, every penny counts nowadays. So if you're kind of, wanting to just make one buy, I think you kind of wait on their back catalogs unless it's been released in the last couple of years. If not, if you just say, hey, I'm good with the Blu-rays for right now, or you don't have a 4K collection you're trying to build up, that's good. But, for the film collectors not out there, I think definitely just watch out and kind of be aware of the trend that's going on, just so you'll know, be in the loop of, releases instead of having to double dip on something you want to just buy once. All right, everyone. So that's it. I wanted to keep you everyone too long, but just something I kind of observed and want to throw my 2 cents in on what's going on in the film community. You all take care. Have a nice night.